The Lord, through the prophet Zephaniah, promised that after he came to devour the earth with fire at his second coming, he would unify the remaining inhabitants and give them a pure language. Using this language, the people would call upon the name of the Lord and serve him. The Apostle Paul hinted at this day in his first epistle to the Corinthians, when he wrote there would come a time when human tongues would cease. Orson Pratt described the restoration of the pure language in a sermon in the Tabernacle in 1854. Elder Pratt's statement presents a contradiction, at least a hypothetical one. According to the Latter-day Apostle, the restored pure language was the language spoken by higher orders of beings than ourselves, referring to God and his angels, and at the same time the language spoken by Adam and his children. This means that the pure language of Zephaniah refers to both the tongue of angels and the Adamic language. From a logical standpoint, it makes a lot of sense that there would be only one pure language, and that it would be the language used by pure beings, such as God and his angels. One would not expect heaven to be a melange of languages. There would be only one perfect language. The characteristics of both the angelic and Adamic tongues coincide. Both require the Holy Ghost to enable expression. Both languages bestow physical power over the elements and persuasive influence over the minds of men. Aside from the logic behind Orson Pratt's claim, there is linguistic evidence that supports the idea that the Adamic language and the tongue of angels are the same pure language. One of Joseph Smith's primary tasks in the restoration of the gospel was the bringing forth and restoration of ancient records. Part of this task was a review of the Bible, where the prophet both corrected the text and added missing portions. It was through this process of inspired translation, as it is called, he restored the verse about Adam's book of remembrance and the pure language. Joseph Smith began his review of the Bible soon after the publication of the Book of Mormon. By March 1832, Joseph Smith was reviewing the Book of Revelation. It was at this time he received the revelation now known as Section 77 of the Doctrine and Covenants, explaining some of the symbolic elements of the revelation of St. John. This revelation was first recorded in Joseph's Book of Revelations 1, also known as Book of Commandments and Revelations. Before canonization, revelations were recorded in manuscript form in this and other records. This background information is important since it provides the context of an entry in the Book of Revelations 1 entitled A Sample of Pure Language. This sample immediately follows the entry which later became Section 77 of the Doctrine and Covenants. The historical introduction to the sample provided by the Joseph Smith Papers Project suggests that the two entries are related. We know that the revelation recorded in section 77 of the Doctrine and Covenants was prompted by Joseph's review and revision of the Bible, specifically the revelation of John. It appears that the sample of pure language was also the result of Joseph Smith's inquiry into the symbolism of the Apocalypse.